everybody, it's Hunter here, and I had a fun little idea for a video this month. I kind of started looking back a day or two ago, and I was like, wow, I watched a lot this month. Tier ranking things of things I watched in May, and maybe things you should be watching in the future. We are starting out with Moonknight. Guys, I cannot explain to you enough how Moonknight made me feel. Oh my god. Like, the first 2 or 3 episodes of Moonknight, I wasn't really feeling it. I thought it was kind of in the lower tier of the Disney Plus shows so far, and then we got to episode 5, and I think that Moonknight, it just comes together as one of the best pieces Marvel has made in a while. Like, the way, from a film perspective, that they took episode 5 and were able to capture everything that they had been building up to and pay off so many things so beautifully. Oh, I just thought Moonknight was fantastic, and I highly recommend it. I think it's probably my second or third most recommended Marvel property of the year. I think I would put Moonknight in S tier right now, as a fantasy lover. Those are my cats. Next up, Inside Eats with Rhett and Link. This is Rhett and Link's TV show that they actually got put up on the Food Network, and I thought the show was really good. It was their kind of comedic, and it was very enjoyable. It was actually like a lot of like factual information on there, which I thought was cool. It's a new angle from them. I mean, currently a new angle from them. They're not doing a lot of stuff like this anymore. However, it was a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. I think it's only 4 or 5 episodes. I was really expecting like, a 10 episode thing. Good. I'd probably put it at a B, maybe a low A, but I definitely recommend watching. If you like Rhett and Link, definitely watch it 100%. If you don't know them super well and you just like Food Network style shows, it's produced in a similar way. I would still recommend it. Distractable, Mark, Bob, and Wade's podcast. I love Distractable. I've been listening to it since it came out, but I've been currently binge watching it, catching up, and the topics lately have just been hilarious. The boys are getting more and more chaotic as the podcast progresses, and I love them for it. 8. Nightcrawler. Oh my god, Jake Gyllenhaal. This movie was phenomenal. I've been hearing about this for so long, and I finally got a chance to watch it, or some time to watch it. It's so good. Jake Gyllenhaal plays fantastic crazy people. Like, he was born to play the crazy role, and he does it well. Yeah, I loved it. I think it was very good. Low A, though. Very good. And that's why we drink. I'm very biased towards this podcast because I love it so much. I've been watching it for 2.5 years now. I've seen every single episode. There's like almost 300, and they're all like over 2 hours long. I put this in S tier just because I enjoy the topics of the conversation. There's bubbles outside my window. Interesting. Back. If you like true crime stories and paranormal podcasts, then that's where we drink, is where it's at. On a similar note, I can't speak highly enough about Critical Role, and Campaign 3 is so chaotic right now. I'm loving it. It started out a little bit iffy, didn't know if I was going to like it that much, but it's getting up there with the Mighty Nine at this point. Frankly, like, Chetney alone in C3 is worth watching. Like, if you've never watched a Dungeons & Dragons campaign or Critical Role before, I would jump into one of the mid-episodes of C3 just to watch Travis play Chetney, because he is such a chaos demon. Ashley with Fern also. We just have real chaos characters this campaign, and I think it's the best. Next up, I have The Quest. This was a Disney Plus game show styled in like a fantasy world. It is very much fantasy LARP meets modern media and the broader culture. It's them trying to pitch LARP to a new demographic, I think, and they did a good job. I already like LARP. But no, it's very cheesy. It's very cheesy. It is a kid's show, but I got hooked, man. I watched the whole show in 2 days. It's very good. I mean, for like a nice little binging one-off, good job, Disney. Hawkeye I've been on here just because I watched it again this month. It's fantastic. If you know me at all, I'm a Kate Bishop super stan, and I have been since middle school, so that is an obvious S tier. Heartstopper, I watched 7 times in totality, so this is also an S tier for me. I watched that show so many times. It's fantastic. It got its season renewal and its season 3 renewal all at once, which is something Netflix never does. Netflix is notorious for canceling everything. So, if you haven't seen Heartstopper yet, by some weird way, watch it. Just watch it. It's a beautiful story. It's so beautiful. It's so cute. The books they're based off, fantastic. Recommend reading them. I think we have I Am Not Okay With This. This was a great one season show that Netflix put out. It ended on such a cliffhanger though, and it needs a second season to make sense, which definitely drops it down a little bit. But for what it is, I think it was very good. I really liked it. I think it's gonna be a B tier for me. I wish we got more because it set up very good from a screenwriting perspective. I think they did a fantastic job setting up what should be a long form story. But for what they got to tell, I think it was really good, and I would recommend it. Skam. Okay, Skam is a Norwegian or Norwegian high school reality TV show thing. It's a good, very light binge watch of like American soap operas, but a little more modernized. It was pretty good. I didn't get hooked on it as I wanted to, even though I did watch like 3 seasons in a week. I don't know, I might finish it. I think I have like half a season left. I don't know, it was alright. I wouldn't watch it again. I think it's good to have watched it. See, probably. 2021 West Side Story. I was so sad I didn't get to see this in theaters, but it was like right as the pandemic was coming off, I think, and I think I was also at college, I don't remember. I didn't get to see it, which made me sad, and I finally got to watch it on Netflix, and it was beautiful. I am a Broadway nerd, as you know, and I love the original West Side Story, and I think they did really good justice to it. The ending was heart-wrenching and great, and the fight scene in the middle, I tweeted this actually, it genuinely spooked me, and I knew what happened. I liked it a lot though. I would put it at like a high B, low A, probably is where I would put it though. The John Wayne Gacy tapes, I watched when I was still at college in between finals, and it was very interesting. It wasn't a memorable true crime story. The only thing I took away from it was that John Wayne Gacy spent a lot of his time in Waterloo, Iowa at some point in his life, and I thought that was interesting because I have spent a lot of time in Waterloo, Iowa, so that was an odd connection I made. Other than that, it was an okay piece of true crime media. I didn't love it. It was fine. It was good. If you like true crime stuff, it's there on Netflix. Everyone has been hyping up. I think this movie's called Senior Year, but it's this picture. Everyone's been hyping it up and talking about it and saying, oh, it's so good and oh, it's so great. I despise this movie. It's so bad. I watched about 70% of it and I could not finish it. It's so horrible. The jokes are bad. They're not for me. They're not for my demographic. I don't see how it's trending so highly, especially on Netflix. I thought it was just the worst thing I've seen this year, last year, in the last two-ish years. It's up there in my worst movies I've seen. I'm surprised I sat through it as long as I did, because I was mad the entire time. F tier. Don't watch it. Don't recommend it. It's bad. Locke and Key Season 2. I have something to say about Locke and Key. I was trying to remember what happened in Season 1, and I couldn't remember a goddamn thing besides that door. Like, literally nothing. So I go online, and I go to the YouTube recap video. Every comment on it was like, I don't remember watching Season 1, but I know I did. There's a weird phenomena. I've heard like 10 people say this, at least, but anyway, I rewatched the last 2 episodes and a recap video, and then I watched all of Season 2 in like a day. Locke and Key's very good. I recommend it. Storytelling, visually, it's astounding. The actors, oh my god. The Season 1, skip like 20 seconds if you don't want those, but I think the twist of Gabe and Dodge being the same person is insane, and it's like genuinely unexpected from a perspective of like viewing it, because people got so attached to him in Season 1 and he was such a fundamental part of Season 1. I honestly did end up liking it a lot. The ending was crazy, and oh, here's a random note I have to make about Locke and Key Season 2. I watch so much fantasy media, it's absurd. Like, it's not a healthy amount at all. It's way beyond healthy. I think the wing effects they use for like the angel wings, for the wing or the flying key, I think they're some of the best wing effects I've ever seen in TV. They're better than Supernatural, they're better than Lucifer. Like, they're genuinely great, and I was so shook by that, I went back and rewatched that one scene like 4 times. High A. It was very good. This next one's a bit of a joke, but also I did watch it. I watched Is It Cake, also with my mom. I watched half of the season, and I'll probably finish it some other time when I have time with her. And, you know, it's a solid game show. I thought it was just jokey for the meme, but, you know, they're very talented. They're very talented bakers. I'm gonna put that, is it better than Inside Eats, though? No. I'll give it a low B. It's a good one. I'd watch it again, but WandaVision, I watched this again this month. I also think WandaVision is one of Disney Plus's best shows. I watched it after I watched Doctor Strange twice, and It holds up. It's good. I really like it. Throwing it up there. The Power of the Dog. Guys, I am an absolute obsessed Benedict Cumberbatch stan, and I have been since middle school. I love that man, and everything he does, everything he touches, he makes amazing. And The Power of the Dog. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. The Power of the Dog is my favorite movie of this year so far. It is absolutely phenomenal. I want to read the book after watching the movie, and if something can do that to you from watching it, I think that really is a testament to how good it was. Ben's role in this film is spectacular, and the ending of this movie is superb. It's so beautiful. If I would have added an A++ on here, my two shows in there would have been Heartstopper and The Power of the Dog. Like, I think it's close to a flawless movie. There's some trigger warnings for it for sure, but if you're interested in like more of like that fine cinema, it was snuffed at every award it was for. Like, give this movie some praise because it is absolutely worth it. I cannot stress it enough. Ben's performance and Christian's performance in this is also very good. I'm forgetting the main kid's actor's name, but he did phenomenally. The ending, oh, I wasn't expecting it. I don't think anyone was. That was the point, but so good. I don't like westerns. That's another thing. I've never really been a fan of westerns. This did it for me. Is another one of those weird reasons about why I'm making this video in the first place. I watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers mostly as a joke. Little to my surprise, it was really good. I was watching it, I was like, this is a dumb Disney thing, and held up. Honestly, not bad. I'm gonna chuck it in middle B. It was a good watch. It was a good, like, family kidsy movie, but if Space Jam was a thriller crime movie where you're talking about drugs and the Paw Patrol mauling people and Peppa Pig doing cocaine, those are the type of jokes you can expect from that film. Red Notice. I watched this 2 days ago, and I described it to my friend with this sentence. Very rarely do I go into a movie really liking it and hating it by the end. That was Red Notice. The first 20 minutes are very good, very strong. The first 30, 40 minutes, they're okay. They're okay. The second half of the movie, I don't know what they were trying to do in this film. They didn't do it. They really did it. Ryan Reynolds, in his past 4 movies, is just playing Ryan Reynolds in every movie. And I love Ryan. I think he's great in Deadpool. And in The Adam Project, he was very good. But in all of these movies, he keeps going in with the same personality that isn't co-founded on anything. I think it's very strange, and I don't think it hits the way... I mean, it doesn't hit for me the way it's hitting for some people. I hated this film. It was bad. I wanted it to be over the whole time. I'll give it this. The action sequences were very well shot and done. It was filmed very nicely. The plot and everything else, I don't recommend it. This next one, you can't see it because it's cut off on here. Archive 81. Guys, this another show that Netflix axed. It's so good. It has every vibe of YouTube, like, cryptid stuff, like The Backrooms or like Slender Man, or you watch. It's a person watching tapes about a past conspiracy theory and trying to string them together, but also his family is tied to the conspiracy theory. I loved this. I really wish it got renewed. I thought it was very good, and this is a movie I watched very randomly. I watched it on cable television just because it was on. It is The Fundamentals of Caring. Paul Rudd is the main actor in it. I don't know the boy's name, but they are both very good actors. I don't like comedy. I notoriously hate comedies. I thought this was a good, like, road tripping buddy com thing. Like, they're picking up people on the road, doing weird shit. It's about him being a caretaker for a person who is paralyzed, and they go on a road trip and do a bunch of weird shit. I've never even heard of it. It was pretty good. I give it like a high C. I wouldn't watch it again. It's definitely like one of those movies you see on cable, and you watch it, and you're like, that was good. I watched Treasure Planet for the first time. Oh my god, guys. No one talks about Treasure Planet enough. I thought it was phenomenal. Beautifully animated, good story, like, such classic Disney charm. It's pirates in space. If you know me, I love pirates. I am a pirate for certain weeks of the year. But no, Treasure Planet was so good. And I was looking up, like, reviews and stuff for it online. Everyone was like, it's fine. Wasn't Disney's best. And I was like, I loved it. Okay, I'm gonna put it. I would put this S tier, but my S tier is pretty heavy already. But I'll put it A. I really enjoyed Treasure Planet. Lastly, we are leaving off with Multiverse of Madness. I watched this movie twice. Once by myself on opening day, and then once a week later with my friend group. On opening day, I thought it was just great, not spectacular, which I won't even go into my whole long rant about how I've been waiting for this movie for like 8 years. Like, I wanted Nightmare to be the villain. I think there are definitely some small pacing mistakes, and honestly, okay, so I watched it a second time. I thought it was a lot better the second time with context and with expectations set. It's a movie I would suggest watching twice. That's my best review for it. I do love it. I think it is probably, in my Marvel tier list, it is probably an A or a B. In my overall movies and TV shows tier list, I still think I gotta put it in a high S. But as far as Marvel movies go, in the Marvel spectrum, if I was just ranking them, sadly I think it's an A or a B. It's not a B. I liked it a lot better on my second watch. I genuinely did. And I will say, I think America Chavez was introduced amazingly. And if you've seen my Young Avengers videos, I love the Young Avengers a lot. And I think they actually did her a great introduction. And I am very excited to see what we get from her in the future. I think Strange had some good growth in this movie. I think the weakest points in this movie were honestly Wong. Wong's whole arc in this movie didn't make a lot of sense. Wanda also had some weird points, and I think there's a lot to be said, and I have a whole theory perspective on the twins in the other universe, because it's clear to me that they are just setting up the next 2 decades in these last 2 years of films, and I think that's fine. It's understandable. It's a transition point in Marvel. I just wish Strange didn't get so wrapped up in it. Oh, also, I thought of one I didn't put on here. I also watched all of Young Royals, which is a Swedish LGBT show, this month after I watched Heartstopper, and I thought Young Royals was very good also. I'd probably put that in mid-B. It was pretty good. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it. A lot of people online love it though, so if you like LGBT shows. So here is my upside down pyramid of a ranking chart. But yeah, that's my list. And I really hope you enjoyed. I have this really cool, awesome Moonknight speed drawing video that I made recently. You should go check that out. If you want to see my Young Avengers video, I will put that up there. And yeah, subscribe. Thanks. Have a wonderful rest of your day.